הכל בסדר? מה שלכם?
טוב, טוב.
מה שלומכם?
1, 2, 3.
הכל מה שלוש.
Okay.
Right, הכל 2, 3.
Could you put the
אני
numbers?
אחש בראש.
Oh, we'll
Then,
just,
like 1, 2, 3, or it
גם
doesn't
אתה?
matter?
oh, they're in order.
Okay, great. Fine.
We'll be floating on along.
Fine. 1, 2,
So how everybody feeling?
3.
Very good.
Very
Cool.
good. We had a good workout this morning. We woke up 7:30, dealing with the energy flow. And Qigong is called what? Qi is energy, and Gong is a word for exercise. So we was working out energetically. And notice that this is the second day y'all was holding the ball up a lot longer in the air. That's showing you're getting energetically stronger. So when you're dealing with energy work, it's sort of like, see, people can't see energy. That's why they give up on the practices. But something is taking place. But it's just like building a physical muscle, you can see it. When you see a person walking and you can see their biceps and their chests and their six-pack and stuff, you know that that didn't happen naturally. They put hours in to create that body. That tells a lot about their consciousness. They took time out to do that over and over again, to put pressure on the body and then to rest so it can heal itself. Pressure, rest. Because it's very hard to make muscle. Very hard to make muscle. But that person that you see that got this body that they created with the muscles everywhere, that also shows their consciousness. They have consistency. That's what it showed, consistency on focusing on themselves. So in the esoteric circles and spirituality, the first initiations is diet and exercise. But when we think of exercise, we think of the gym. But the gym that we have today don't always exist. It's not talking about that. All it said was diet and exercise. Something must be done continually to alter the body and the mind. So this Qigong we done this morning was an exercise that a lot of people ain't used to, especially in the West. Because when they think of exercise, they think of great exertion into something. But when you're dealing with internal energy cultivation, it's another type of bodybuilding that you're doing.
What is Beisha?
הוא אומר שבנייה של האנרגיה הפנימית של הגוף דרך תרגול פנימי זה סוג אחר של תרגול מאשר תרגול כוח חיצוני שרגילים במערב.
הוא קרא לזה שם.
כן, Beisha.
Vesha? What's the name? Vesha? Did you say Vesha? Or maybe it was just your pronunciation?
Pronunciation.
Yeah, זה הצורה שבה הוא מאגם מילים. זה לא שם של משהו.
So when I tell people to stay consistent in meditation, a lot of people ain't catching it. You are a bodybuilder, and you're growing an energy body. If you could really catch my messages. And just like physical weights, if you go to the gym, and just because you put in a day and you came out sore, you're not going to have no change on the muscles. You put in a week, 2 weeks, okay, big deal. But when you see that person with the arms and the legs, that was some working out. That took a time period to get like that. And we ain't even talking about professionals. That's a lifelong thing, and they're going at it continually for years to even go in the professional arena. But it shows, the work shows, the transformation shows of the work they put in. But the main thing, they stay consistent in building that muscle. So every day, or as often as you can, when you come into meditation working with the energy, internal exercises, something is taking place. Your aura, if we had the machine on you, it would change every time you come out of meditation. You'll come feeling one way, the machine will be, and after you come out of meditation, your aura will be completely different every time you go into meditation. And the more consistent you stay in it, open up your energy channels, your energy body is going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. Now, it's not going to show this on the camera, you with these big old muscles, but energetically, your aura or your electromagnetic field will be stronger, where people will feel it. You are a what? Energy bodybuilder. That's what a person living on prana is. No ifs, buts, and about it. They got a big electrical field. To even be like that, to even be sustained. And just by being in their field, you feel it. There's many people who be around me. I just didn't feel like eating today. The thirst is gone. Because there's a spiritual eye on what they're feeling or what they see. Oh, man. Are we catching it now?
Yeah. Also, once you are into it, all activities are becoming not just this, what you go, you walk, you work.
Right.
Everything now starting to...
Everything. You into your bodybuilding. And see, I like how you said that. It start becoming a part of you and everything. It's sort of like one time I seen a young man walking down the street. He was tall. And just about walking down the street, he had something in his hand. And when he got to a branch, he dunked on it like he playing basketball. Right. And then it wasn't long before I saw him down at the park playing basketball. It's so much in him that everything became basketball. Just walking down the street, he couldn't help it. So working with this energy work, when you start getting stronger energetically, everywhere you go, we saw a man on a bus yesterday doing
Right.
Qigong on the train.
Right.
Working with the energy, all
Yeah.
by himself on the train.
And after at my son's graduation, I saw someone like this all of the graduation. And then it came out that he was a friend of mine.
Right.
But the eyes start open. You see people around you practicing.
Everywhere they go. These are
Yeah.
bodybuilders. These are professional energy bodybuilders all
Yeah.
over the place. We're in the no era. Working on it. And if you want to be good at this, perfect practice made perfect. Now, dealing with prana, the science has gotten a lot better from when it first came out. I've been in it 19 years, and I've seen a great change on how it's being taught, how it's being administered. That's supposed to happen. It went through its growing pains. It's just like when bodybuilding, professional bodybuilding with the weights, back in the 70s and early 80s, we used to get bodybuilding magazines. We see these big old men. But back then, and women, back then it was the motto was no pain, no gain. And they bodybuild 7 days a week. And their meals was all just eat as much as you can and be as big as you can and push it. That was the motto. But it wasn't too long ago, a couple years ago, something told me, go get a bodybuilder magazine today. And I got that magazine and looked at it. And they had the workouts in there and the men in there, they was big, and the women in there, big muscles. But their workout routines is totally different because they were talking more scientific. There's a science on how to break down a muscle, build the muscle. And rest was more important than the resistance. They had the science down pat, the proper way to breathe, to focus on a muscle. Wherever the mind goes, the blood goes. It makes the muscle bigger. They were talking yoga talk. This dealing on a physical. And this is the good part. To be that big, there was only bodybuilding 4 to 5 times a week, not 7 days. They mastered the science. Behind everything there's knowledge. Science means knowledge. So So don't be scared of it. Every time we see knowledge, we're going to jump at the government and act like they're the authorities of it. It just means knowledge, knowing something. We're all scientists. So it's the same with the pranic journey. When it first came out, people were just putting tape on their mouths, saying, I found out I can live without eating. And there's people that died, people that hurt themselves, people that got what? Bad eating habits afterwards. That's not the way to do it. They didn't get a bodybuilder body, and they sitting up there trying to compete with the professional energy workers. And they start blaming the system. You ain't work on your energy body. How you going to compete with professional bodybuilders dealing with energy? You ain't got the body for it. You trying to get up under 300 pounds and bench 300 pounds, and all you can do is 60. You're going to get hurt. There's a lot of power out here, a lot of forces, so you need a body that can handle it. That's why they show you that symbolic statue of Atlas holding the world. But they got him as a strong man holding the world. Now there's many stories on what that means, but one is he had enough power to hold up the same energy that's holding up the world. The same energy. And he's holding it up. And that, like we'll be doing that exercise, that I said your arms got stronger. Now when you could get to the point where you can hold it up for some time, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, you got strong. You're a bodybuilder. Right now I got to say one more minute and we'll come back down. That's what you're doing. Oh, my shoulders is hurt. Right, you bodybuilding. A week go past. Whoa, I did it a lot longer. 3 minutes. You feel different, more energetic, your sleep decrease. You don't need to sleep a lot when you're healthy. That's why it's an automatic when you get healthier, stronger, working with energy. That's how you know. We ain't going blind. There's a method to this process. Now, dealing with this, everything today is being challenged. All these conspiracy theories is out there, and they're all telling stories behind them. And even living on prana is a conspiracy theory. It is. And notice how I just resurrected. It's new, but it's been here since ancient times. The Kabbalah's coming out now, just came out from, the garbage that was put into it. Vipassana, meditation is ancient, but it's just popping up now to tell you the truth about it. Kundalini is under fire now.
All the ancient knowledge is coming back.
It's coming back in another type of truth, and people can relate to it. Now, the big conspiracy theory that's up on the scene now is the flat earth theory. Any of y'all ever heard of that?
Which one?
Flat earth.
שהאדמה שטוחה.
sure, yeah.
האדמה שטוחה. הכדור שטוח.
גם בישראל.
Now, that's the big one.
Yeah, people that's tall.
Got the societies all over the place.
That's because Atlas is
Holding the world.
plate.
Now, the flat earth, now that's a big one. That's calling really all the governments a liar. All the money of NASA a liar. The airplane pilots a liar. Everybody's into it. The flat earth, what is trying to be conveyed? But it resurrected. And keep in mind, it resurrected from the knowledge of ancient times. So do we wipe it to the side or do we take a look at it? What is they trying to say?
I don't know. What do you try to say?
And the flat earth is saying that we live what? The earth is flat, like this table. We got a good example.
Yeah.
And that the sun is rotating around the sky, around the circle. Unlike what we was given before, we was living on a globe, and they're supposed to be going around the sun. So now they say, no, the earth is flat, and the sun is smaller than what it really is. And it's going around this disk, and the moon is chasing it. That's where you get the story of the, the tortoise and the hare. They both chasing it, they racing.
Tortoise and?
The tortoise and the hare.
הארנבת והצב.
And they're going around, and then every once in a while they catch up with each other. And then one, blah, 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 blah. That's where they get these stories from. But the flat earth, that's what they're saying. It's flat that we live in. Now, start right here reading what the flat earth,
Okay, what's this?
archaic.
Flat Earth model is an archaic
Flat
concept.
earth model, is an archaic. Now, archaic means it's old-fashioned. It's an old-fashioned idea. It's an outdated idea. But that flat earth model, it used to be dominant on the planet. But for some reason, it's an old idea. Don't even go for it. We're in a new idea now. All right, keep reading.
Archaic conception of Earth shape as a plane or disk.
So it's our archaic idea that's saying that we live on a plane or a disk. That's what they say we live in. Not a globe, but a plane or a disk. And when we were school children, they had the globe right there in the classroom. It already indoctrinated you. Nobody could tell you different. But that's what was there. But the old idea in ancient times that all your civilizations had, they had that we live on a plane or a disk. Now let's see what a plane is, so we could be clear.
Plane.
These definitions always get us, but if we get clear,
In Hebrew זה מישור, plane.
we can see what we're talking about.
A flat surface
It's a flat surface
on which a straight line
in which a straight line
joining any 2 points
joining any 2 points
on it with wholly link
at the wholly 2 points on it.
the line is joining 2 points.
Well, wholly
on it.
lie, lying down.
Okay, with wholly lie.
Right, it's lying down.
Yes, like this.
So they saying we live on a plane, a flat surface on which a straight line is joining the 2 points together. That's what they say we're living on. Now let's keep taking a look at it. Let's go to number 2. Now this is the definition we want. Now listen at this.
A level of existence.
A level of existence. A level. It ain't say that's the total of existence. It's a level of existence.
Thought
Thought
or development.
or development. Now we got to go there now. They say it's a level of existence. We got to see where we live now. Apparently we don't know.
What do they mean, a level of existence?
A level of
A
existence,
plane, we are defining a plane.
right, a plane
So a plane is a level of existence.
is a level of existence.
That, what about, so, which kind of level of existence?
That's what we're trying to find out.
A level of existence, thought or development.
A thought or development.
Thought is thought,
What you're thinking
and
about.
development?
And a development, sort of what we've been talking about. Now, look how we start off these teachings. And today, everybody's falling for it. We keep saying that your thoughts create your reality. All of a sudden, it's a good thing. As soon as we start talking about this, wait a minute now. I thought your thoughts create your reality. So they're saying it's a level of existence of a thought or your development. So we try to see what this means then. If you create your reality off of what you're thinking, and who's ever educating you, that's what might exist. But it might not be the truth. Because the human being is capable of living in a lie. We already proved that. You can live your whole life in a lie. That's what the big challenge on different things is dealing with now. Diet, this, that, what gives you a way of life. Right. So now they saying that a plane is a level of existence, of a thought or your development. Now, let's read a disc to see what that is so we can be clear.
Okay.
Because the ancients said that you live on a plane or a disc.
So a disc is a flat,
A disc is a flat,
thin, round object.
thin, round object. Now they say it's round. It's a flat, thin, round object.
Yeah, like this.
Mm-hmm.
Or a shape or surface
or a shape or a surface
that is round
that is round
and flat
and flat
in appearance.
in appearance. And then one day, one of your well-known theoretical physicists was on TV, and what did he say? Well, the Earth is not exactly round, but it's shaped like a pear.
Yeah.
Like a pill?
A pear.
gas.
כמו הגס, צורת הגס.
Well, that's different than the globe, ain't it? Why didn't they put the pear shape? But I guess it'll be a lot better.
Taste better.
It tastes better. But this is the definition we want. Let's go to this next one.
Okay.
The ancients
So-
saying you live on a plane or a disc.
Or a disc, okay? So now we're here. Disc is a flat circular device
It's a flat circular device
that is used
that is used
for storing information.
for storing information. Uh-oh. We all up in the head now again. They saying you create your own reality. So they saying that this, if you live on a disc that the ancients said, it's something that's flat device. And now you finding out living on prana. What this got to do with living on prana? You finding out that your body is a bio machine. It's a biocomputer. You finding out that minerals, vitamins, you could just trade another energy source. So you're nothing but a what? If you're a biocomputer, that means a disk might be in you that's holding information, depending on who programmed it. Uh-oh, let's get into this now. That's what the ancients, that's all they were saying. You live on a plane of existence. What? You live in a, what? You live on a flat earth. A plane of existence, of development of thought. A disk, a circular device that stores, that is used for storing information. That's all it's used for. And what the Kabbalah is talking about. You got your information. You got this big old reality of information. And the only way you can move on or go to a higher level is through new information being put in, and that will bring more information in you. That's what they're saying.
And the Kabbalah drawing is also discs.
It's this.
And discs.
This is what we're saying.
Yeah.
Now, let's go to, we're just tapping around a little bit. Let's see where all of this came out at. Now, let's go to the Hellenistic period.
Hellenistic period. It's the Greek philosophy.
It's the Greek philosophy. That's when the round earth came out, during the Hellenistic period. Now look at that word hell, H-E-L-L. The scripture says hell has enlarged herself. It means it got bigger. So this civilization we live in now is the Greco-Roman Empire. It just enlarged herself. But this is why we got the round sphere now. This is where it started. Now this is very important. That's where the knowledge came from. But why did they start it? What was this about? Because they challenged a lot of the old idea of the old civilization. So they came up with this new one. We're not saying they're wrong. Let's go with it.
Between the death of Alexander the Great
Between the death of Alexander the Great
and the Roman Empire.
and the Roman Empire, this is when this new idea came out. And we got to get into a why.
During the Hellenistic period,
During the Hellenistic period,
Greek culture,
Greek culture,
influence, and power reached the peak of its geophysical expansion, geographical expansion, being dominant in the Mediterranean world and most of West and Central Asia.
Right.
Even
It was dominant in the world. Mostly what? Central Asia,
most of the West and the Mediterranean world.
most of the West and the Mediterranean world. So it dominated the thought at that time. So that put them in a position to make changes.
And even in part of India.
And even in part of India, nobody got away. So when I say spirituality got hijacked, yeah, it got hijacked. That's why all of this stuff is coming back. And you ain't hear about certain things before, but all of a sudden, we learning you can live off prana. We even learning that you're immortal. All of this stuff is coming out. but it's got hijacked at a certain period. And it started at this time where somebody dominated the world, so they had a chance to put their idea in. Now go ahead.
Experiencing properly and progress in the arts.
Now they saying they experience prosperity and progress in the arts, exploration, science, everything they dominated.
Even though they control the world, like India and everything,
Right.
why would they come with let's call them strange new ideas? What for?
Well, here's the deal. When Alexander the Great was going conquering different territory, never conquered before by that civilization, Aristotle told him that your physical might won't last that long. You won't control the people that long. But if you control the mind, you can control them for a very long time, even for thousands of years. See, the ball game is all in the mind. When you see the fall of Genesis, that was a mental battle. And it had nothing to do with guns, swords, and stuff.
Genesis?
Genesis is just saying the religious idea.
סיפור בראשית.
Garden of Eden or
We just said
everything?
everything. It's all dealing with consciousness. This is what we're talking about.
Consciousness? What? Sorry?
Translate
כל
for him.
הסיפור של
לא, מה המילה
של
שאמר?
בראשית, consciousness זה תודעה.
לא, אבל לפני זה הוא אמר משהו.
הנפילה
War of
שלה.
consciousness?
שזה מלחמת תודעה של רעיונות. כל פעם יש רעיונות אחרים שמנהלים את האנושות.
Okay, so Genesis is, just say it again, is consciousness?
We're talking about humanity.
Yeah.
We're just saying if there's a fall of consciousness, do you understand what we're saying?
The first word I don't absorb.
פול, נפילה.
Fall I understand, אבל מה אומר לפני זה? There's?
הוא אמר שקיימת
מילה אחת.
נפילה.
אני לא יודע.
There is.
Learn
There
it.
is, I just
קיימת
missed.
נפילה של
There
התודעה מאז הסיפור של
There is
בראשית.
a fall of consciousness.
It might be or might not. We're just
Okay,
we're
I'm
just
just-
scratching the surface. Just roll along for the ride.
לפי המודל של הסיפור.
And we're telling when this new idea got implanted, when it started. That's all we're doing.
מתי זה התחיל?
So, it dominated at that time. Now listen at this. And it progressed. So now let's read.
It is considered to be a period of transition.
It is considered to be a period of transition. Now this is what they're saying. That this power came on the scene worldwide. But this is considered to be a period of transition. A transition of what? Keep reading.
Sometimes even descendants,
Decadence
decadence, or degeneration.
or degeneration. This comes out the encyclopedia. They said that this is the time period of a transition. But sometimes it's called the period of decadence or degeneration. It went down, it declined.
שזה אומר
Whoa!
נסיגה.
We didn't know that. We didn't know that. I thought the Greek, when I was in school, that brought civilization up. But now in the encyclopedia, they saying, well, it was a period of transition, but it was a period of also decadence and degeneration.
Compared to the enlightenment
Compared to the enlightenment
of the Greek classical era.
of the Greek classical era. So Greece got hijacked. Because we ain't picking on Greece now. They said due to the Greek classical era, because most of their scholars got educated where? Egypt. That's where they went. Aristotle and all of them, Egypt. They brought it back. So they was going into enlightenment. But all of a sudden, this Hellenistic period came and made a transition. And now they say the ideas start getting changed.
And you wrote here the definition of decadence.
And decadence mean what?
Decline
decline,
or decay
or decaying
in standards
in standards
and self-indulgence.
and in self-indulgence. So your immortal idea is gone now. Or your living on planet idea is gone, if it was existing.
Because self-indulgent means indulging in pleasure, in materialistic
It's taking you
affairs,
there, taking you away from yourself.
taking you away from yourself. התענוגות עצמיים, שקיעה בתענוגות עצמיים.
And we're still living in the Greco-Roman Empire. In America, well, you got the Capitol Hill. Capitol Hill is where all the Greek gods was at. That's why they named it Capitol Hill. You got the days of the week, the months of the year, all Greek gods. This is still the Greco-Roman Empire. Why should they change? It took the idea, and that's what's controlling the world, the thoughts of the people. Get out of the military might. Once the thought already got decayed, it's easy to take you over. You can be touched. When you want with nature and want with everything, it puts you at a higher vibration. You can't be touched. The game is in the mind. Uh-oh. We don't believe this, do we? All right. Here we go now. Let's see what all this means. Now, going back to the flat earth. The flat earth said the sun rotates in a circle around the sky. Now, let's go to Egypt here. That page right there. Since this, they all got taught in Egypt. And keep in mind, Egypt, when you deal with conspiracies and secret societies, that is the oldest written civilization that we still got information from that's having the oldest secret society. We got to put it together. And when you look at all the royal families in Europe, let's go there. They got a lot of symbolism. Keep going back to Egypt. Why they like Egypt so much? They do. If they hated it, they wouldn't have it there.
It appears it's one of the greatest sources of humanity.
Let's see why. They ruling the world, they should be happy. Now-
Egyptian.
Now let's see what Egypt and Mesopotamia say, because they got hijacked too.
Egyptian and Mesopotamian thought
Egypt and Mesopotamia thought
were a disk floating on the ocean.
they said the world is a disc floating on the ocean. Now listen at this now. That's what they said the world is. Now Egypt, they got pyramids right now. You can't figure it out. I was just there. There's stuff that you can't reduplicate that with the machinery and technology we got that now. I made sure to go look for myself. I was there. I was like, whoa. Whoa.
Uh-huh.
So why would they lie?
Yes.
They got all this stuff we seeing on there. I was looking at the tombs. I see stuff we using now. So that means that Egypt is still alive, right in this civilization. But they saying, why would they get this wrong? It ain't like they didn't know the world. Over in what? America, they got hieroglyphics that's in Egypt there. All over the place. So they didn't know that we lived on a sphere and show us a globe. But they said the world is a disc floating on the ocean. Now going back to that one definition of a disc, it said that a disc stores information. That's what it does. So now when we was talking last night, and I was showing you the cerebrospinal fluid, and your brain sits in a fluid.
Yes.
It sits in the ocean
Equivalent
of water
to the brain.
just surrounding it.
Yep.
Here we go again. Uh-oh. That's the truth. Science is telling you that now. Your brain is not just snug in there. It's sitting in a fluid, an ocean. It stores information. That's what it does. We're just saying, we're just tapping. Now, oh man, we chopping away, ain't we? So we dealing with this thing, dealing with this circle. Is it a circle or is it a square? Now in esoteric circles, they got a thing called squaring the circle. That's an esoteric knowledge. That's a degree of knowledge you get to in human development. And we're going to explain it. And again, this was a Greek problem. Now let's see what squaring the circle is.
Actually, I'm just reminding you that in Egypt, in one of the temples, you mentioned to me this term of squaring the circle.
I sure did,
and
didn't
you
I?
said it's one of the highest secrets of the esoteric knowledge.
And now I told her this and I don't even remember.
Yes.
It's one of the highest secrets of esoteric knowledge, squaring the circle, and I'm going to prove it. But that's what we're talking about. Is the earth a square or is it a circle? That's a riddle they gave you. That's why it's coming out now. We got to figure this out now. Now let's see what squaring the circle means. Start right there.
Okay. You bring together two things.
You bring together two things
which are normally thought to be so different
which are normally thought to be so different
that they cannot exist together.
that they cannot exist together. This is one of the greatest Greek riddles, or the riddles of the ancient world. And this is why they brought up a thing called alchemy, or the union with. Because there's two things that are normally thought to be so different that they cannot exist together. Now let's see what squaring the circle, what that was about.
Okay. Squaring the circle is a problem.
It's a problem.
Proposed by ancient geometries.
By ancient geometrists. Now, a geometrist is a person, how should we say it? Geography. People who deals with geography, the land. Geo means earth. So by the ancient geometrists, squaring the circle is a problem.
Yes. It is a challenge of constructing a square
It's a challenge of constructing a square
with the same area
with the same area
as a given circle
as a given circle
by using only a finite
number
of
steps
with compass
with compass,
and straight edge.
with a compass and a straight edge. Right. Your compass and a straight edge.
מחוגה.
And this was a Greek problem or a Greek challenge. They said it's a challenge in a way. So it really wasn't a problem, it's a challenge. See, somebody took on a challenge, or basically a bet, gambling with humanity. That's what's happening. This is a conspiracy.
Conspiracy.
Right. Now read that one.
Okay. Circle with a square within a
Oh,
triangle?
well, we'll skip that one for a minute.
Oh, okay.
But what we're getting back to now, here we are in this age, out of all of this, technology, TV, cell phones, and you got a group of people got the nerve to say we living on a flat earth. My, that's rough, ain't it? And we're going back and see what the ancients had to say about it. So they're going deeper into, now we at the Greek problem. And Alexander the Great, he was given this problem. When they gave him a knot, this is a famous thing. Can he untie the knot? And it was dealing with squaring the circle. Many people failed at it. And what he did is he took his sword and he cut it in half.
He cut through the problem.
He cut through the problem. So therefore he was given a diadem, or the power to then start the new civilization that challenged, look at that, it challenged the old idea and brought forth a new idea. And one of them that came along with the package, well, let's change the way the world looks. Whoa, now. Now, who also carries the circle with a square within the triangle with a larger circle? Now, when you deal with your different secret societies on the planet, all of them got a piece of Egypt also in them. All right? When you start seeing what they got. But they always say it's this secret. But there ain't no secrets when you find it out. to see what they're talking about. And one of your famous that everybody got on their lips is the Masons. Your Freemasons, Masons, whatever you want to call
בונים
them.
החופשיים.
They're always popping up. But their symbol, though, that's what we're going to look at because the symbol tells a story. They got the circle within the square and a triangle within a larger circle.
Mm-hmm.
And they got this G on top of it. So let's see what that talking about.
Okay, so G,
Hold up. All right, go ahead.
from here,
Yeah.
G stands for geometry.
G stands for geometry.
Geometry and Freemasonry
Freemasonry
are synonymous
or synonymous terms.
synonymous terms described as being the
The noblest
of sciences.
the noblest of sciences. Now listen at this now. We got science, but science is broken down. You got biology, geology, all this other stuff is broken in different departments. And we're talking about wholeness and stuff. Now they got the nerve to say, wait a minute, geometry, due to how the Freemasons are saying it, is the noblest of all sciences. But we got this in a secret society. What knowledge are they holding? This is the noblest out of all of them, the most important. Now what they talking about?
And the basis
And the
upon
basis.
which the superstructure of Freemasonry and everything
Oh, wait a minute. Go ahead.
in existence
Uh-huh.
in the entire universe is erected.
They saying it's the noblest science because, now listen at this, they got arrogant. It's the basis or the foundation upon which the superstructure of the Freemasonry and everything in existence in the entire universe is erected. This science that they talking about that they got, it's the basis why everything exists. And in this age, what are we talking about? Your thoughts create your reality. You're under mind control. Whoever got the mind controls your history. And therefore they control your destiny. Who's ever educating you, that's the only way you can carry out your life. We should know this by now. Nature versus nurture. And they saying this is the big secret behind them. This is what they're saying. We have a science that deals with how the whole universe, not the world, not America, not Greece, the whole universe is erected. But it's the disk, what's holding information. Who's programming it? That's the big ball that controls society. That's why they keep talking about a fall of consciousness. If it failed, that means that somebody took its place. And that's why everything's being challenged. And you keep hearing humanity's waking up. Waking up to what? How did you fall asleep? Now I'm coming along and others. Hey, don't you know you don't supposed to eat? They didn't tell me that. Of course they didn't tell you that. They told you about vitamins and minerals. You don't even know what they are. That's why this goes along with living on prana. Somebody programmed you to believe that way. That's the foundation. Now, a square and compass.
Square and compass, architect's tools.
They are the architect tools.
And the great architect of the universe.
And as the G stands for the great architect of the universe. Now, they ain't say it's a God or nothing like that. Who's ever creating your mind is the architect of the universe. Oh, man, we got to sit on that one. Whoa.
Mhm.
Whoa. I just went into a deep thought. And I be telling y'all, the reason why I'm living on prana, because I believe it. I had to recreate my mind. I'm the architect of my universe. That's why I live in a breatharian world. I'm just trying to tell you another world exists. We're at right in front of you. You don't live on no sphere. You live on a flat earth. The disk of information that's sitting in the ocean. Oh, man.
I read in a book here, he says, I'm just asking, what do you think about it? He says that we are existence machines.
Now listen to this. He just read a book, and what did the guy say? We are the existence machine.
And nothing else. That's what he
And
says.
nothing else. Now he just read another book that told him that. All these writers now are all saying the same thing. We're in an age, this is why we're in a good age now. Also a troubling age. But most of your writers are talking about this information. Things that have been lied to. History been rewritten. And here we go, got all this knowledge being resurrected, bringing us back into the truth. And this, you just read a book, somebody just said, that's all you are. Is a what again?
Existence machine.
An existence
A
machine.
machine that all it does is just do everything to survive, and that's all, nothing else.
That's all, nothing else. Everything to survive. And I like that. Because the reason why I'm breatharian again, I want to survive. I ain't want to die. I had to figure out a new way. Eating got me sick. So me being an existence machine, thank you. I had to figure out a new way to live. A new way to make me healthy. And I was able to do it. But I had to break the last Hellenistic thought process. And go up, grab back the Adamic idea.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we're talking about. Oh, man. We're machines again. That's what we boil it down to. Biomachines. A living organism that will take on information and create with it. And the secret society is just a group of small people who said, let's give them another program when they had the chance to. Oh, man. And we're going to prove the world is either round or flat. We got a trip set up. We're going to go to the North Pole. Yeah. Then we're going to the South Pole. We're going to go see the wall for ourselves, just like I had to go to Egypt. And if there is a wall, we're going to try to sneak in and climb it.
Right, we will. Like Spider-Man, if
Right.
we have to.
So if anybody wants to support this endeavor, and we'll think it into existence. That's what we're about to do. But that's what it's about. We had to come to this conclusion. Now let me see, do I get everything here covered? Oh, now this is what we got to read too. Now listen at this.
Oh, this. This? Or this? Where are you?
Alchemy.
All right, fine.
Now the whole
Alchemy?
idea, and we've been talking about alchemy last night, the more we work with energy, because you're changing something or transforming something, what I keep telling you. You must transform your physical bodies, which you can, because all you are is what again? Existence machines. You must think you a new body. You only can create what you can see yourself doing. So stop being afraid of yourself and retransform yourself. You can. This is where we're getting at. The battle's right here again, the battle of Armageddon, the battle of the mind. So therefore, read that alchemy.
Okay, alchemy and the philosopher's stone.
Alchemy and a philosopher's stone.
Imaginary substance.
Now listen at this. It's not a real substance. It's an imaginary substance.
Change. Has metal.
It changed metal.
Oh, brass metal into silver or gold.
It changed brass metal into silver or gold. This is the foundation of alchemy. But look how they started out. It's an imaginary substance. You have to imagine it. It exists, but you have to bring it forth through your mind. That's what we was talking about in our teachings about, what is that?
Supernatural powers.
Supernatural powers. In other words, we're in an age now that even science is going into consciousness more, and it's hard to, how should I say, get the same results that you got before, because energy and your focus go through physical matter. So if you can bring things forth at that level, you have to create this substance. It's an imaginary substance. Now, what it does,
Man,
this is what alchemy dealing with.
man and woman
Man and woman
are two halves of our nature
are two halves of our nature
that are brought together.
that are brought together. Adam and Eve, Shiva and Shakti. These are stories that the ancients gave us. But these two energies that each and of us have must come online. That's the marriage of the Lamb they talk about in the scriptures, or the two resurrected temples. You're not complete yet until you become whole energetically. And that's when you're a self-sufficient being. This is a process of alchemy that we're doing. To live on prana is a process of alchemy. And you're going back to the flat earth idea. Uh-oh. Now, look at that one. That was just like we just unloaded something, ain't it?
Yes, my brain is throbbing.
And look at it again.
Definitely. Union of man and woman.
The union. Now listen at that word. That's what yoga is saying. Union with. Regulare is the word they use for religion. Union. That's why those things was created. If there wasn't a separation, you wouldn't need those things created. But now, we had to invent an alchemy. Somebody had to put it out there, but it's an imaginary substance. Stop looking for physical herbs that's going to make you. No, you're going to create this with your mind. Now go ahead.
Union of man and woman in alchemy is the merging of spiritual and physical matters.
Natures.
Natures.
So the union of the man and woman in alchemy is the merging of spiritual and physical natures. Now look how they didn't separate spirituality from physical. They're one. So in my teachings, I'm telling you, yes, you have a physical body, but yes, you have a light body. They must unite and become one. So spirituality now, when they keep telling you that the kingdom is here in the physical, it came up out the sky. It came up out of your mind. You got to change the world on how you want it, through a thought. That's how I got in this condition, from a thought. All right, let's go.
It's a triangle.
It's a triangle.
That consists of body,
Body, mind,
and soul.
and soul. Your body, your thought, and soul. Let's take the spookiness out of it. That is your light body we keep talking about. They all three going to merge together. That's the Trinity. So we're taking the spookiness out of this.
Body, physical body.
The physical body
The light.
must merge with your light body. That's the Kaaba in Egypt, remember? They got the Ka, the light body, and the Ba is the physical body.
Ka and Ba.
Ka and Ba.
מרכבה, מורכב מהמקטעים מרכבה,
And the
ויש
pharaohs
משמעות לכל מקטע.
and the pharaohs was fed by their light body. This is the process we're doing. You in it right now.
Okay. Physical.
So you must understand you can do this.
Physical, the light, body, and
The-
soul.
The Ka, and even look at the Muslims. Every year they make a pilgrimage
Kaaba.
to the Kaaba.
Kaaba, we say in Hebrew. Kaaba, the real Muslims.
Right.
Kaaba.
But they got the word though, right? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Getting that?
yeah.
Everybody's talking the same thing. It's the merging that they both must come together. And that's called the black stone. Ain't they going around that black square? And when you look at the top of it, they got the what? Shape of a vagina, and then they got the erection of a shape of a penis. The male and female energies right there. They tell you, and they go around it 7 times. Oh, you can't keep up. Well, you should, after this is over, that's why we're recording it, so you can look at it. I'm just saying, we're on the roll right now.
It's okay. No, but you said 3. The soul. You added now the
He
first
wants to
time you
know the
mentioned.
meaning of Merkava.
No,
Oh. Soul,
now the first time I think you mentioned soul.
all
So
right,
this
soul.
is why I'm now.
Oh, okay.
What's going on?
These words is throwing us all off. I'm glad he brought that up. That's what's confusing humanity. The soul is the word for the light body.
Okay.
In this text right here.
Yes.
The body, soul,
Mind.
and the mind.
Okay. These are the
Those
3.
are the 3. That's just another word we're using. It's these definitions of words that threw us all off. Thanks for bringing that up. Sorry I was hyped just now. I was riding the ship, and I was like, hold on, Captain.
Yes, full flame.
Right. And I was like,
The airplane.
You can't stop him when he's like
right.
this.
And I was like, wait a minute. All right. Again, like that.
Okay.
So the body, mind, and soul, it's the merging of them. But it's the way you thinking that has great dominance. Now, the rulers of the world already knew this, how powerful your mind is. But whoever got a hold of it, that's why you must break what? Guilt, putting yourself down, self-sabotage. You're more than that. Ain't nobody destroying a human being but itself. Let's go for it. Okay, listen at that. Keep reading.
Study much about the journey, then the goal.
So the study is about the journey. This is why I keep teaching and saying this is the Breatharian journey, the pranic journey. The study is about the journey. Don't focus on the goal. Your journey is where it's fun. That's why I keep saying, make this journey fun. You got it now. You know you're a creator. You're just finding out how much power you got. Now you can start using it.
Everybody is now talking about the journey and not the target. Everybody.
Everybody.
It's like common, everyone talks about it.
Everybody's talking about the journey, not the target.
Right.
So that's why I tell people don't focus on when you're going to become food free. Leave the food out of it. That's just a creation of your mind. Focus on your development, the light. That's all you got to do. And the tool that we created to help us is these meditations. It will happen. All right, go ahead.
As no one might ever actually forge a philosopher's stone.
And we put this in because that goes back to the what? What is that?
To the shapes of the square,
The square and the
circle.
circle. The square and the circle. What they're saying is we don't think that nobody will actually be able to form the philosopher's stone. See, that's part of the challenge. The challenge when the fall came, purposely. The knowledge was hidden, purposely. This is a challenge to see, can you actually make the philosopher's stone, which is you?
Mm-hmm.
That's your challenge. I know I'm here from a bet. This is why I'm sticking it. I want to win my bet. I know why I'm here.
Well, your
I'm here for a bet. I actually did a bet.
התערבות.
No ifs, buts, ands about it. That's why I'm like I am. I'm here to win my bet. My bet is to come here and resurrect. That's your whole goal being here in earth life. And I told him I could do it. That's why I'm here.
You told who?
Huh?
You told who you can do it.
These other people. That's all I know. But I know why I'm here, and I ain't making this up. My son and all of them will tell you. Before I started this journey, they already told them. That's why I'm here. I knew I was going to resurrect.
מה זה?
לתחייה מחודשת.
Even my mother knows. This is what I'm going to do. I even told her before I left America, I said, oh yeah, I'm about to go to the island over there and teach the law up on the mountain. She looked at me like he's out there.
Mm-hmm.
I already knew because this is the program I'm here for. So that's why I say don't compare yourself with me. I'm just here for a mission to tell everybody else to program.
So just at one point, the knowledge of the philosopher's stone was available to people.
All right.
Was it available and then hidden somehow?
Right.
That's the
Right.
situation?
And let's don't make it spooky. The knowledge you got right now is the philosopher's stone that I'm teaching you.
Yeah, now we discover
We're
it
discovering.
again
Right.
since somebody on purpose.
Which was you. Don't blame it on nobody.
Okay,
You did.
so
It. You put yourself to sleep.
I put myself to sleep.
That's it.
We all
We ain't
did.
pointing no fingers. We all did.
We're waking up now.
We done played with physical matter. We went dense. Now we waking up. I'm here because you brought me here to tell you this. This is something to eat, ain't it? Is the world flat or round? Whatever you want it to be. You doing it. This is where we at now. But the main idea and goal was to shake you up with this so that you can come back into your true nature and create heaven on earth. Phew. This is something to eat, ain't it? Now this is food. Food for thought.
This is real food,
This is real food.
not just.
Not just, right. That's what it's dealing with. We being fed from another source of words. That's what you're doing.
You.
Oh, man. Now, should we go over this other one? The meme.
Yes.
Oh, she likes the meme. I brought it up to her attention.
It's a natural continuation of the teaching.
Right. Now, there's a word called a meme. Any of y'all ever heard that?
מה זה?
M-E-M-E?
Meme.
Meme. Or it's E-M-M-E or M-E-E-M. Now, any of y'all know Richard Dawkins? Richard Dawkins is like the world's head of, or was, or is, of the atheist movement, if you want to say.
I think, I'm not sure. The book I read is,
It's his.
I think.
Right,
I'm not
could
sure. I
be.
saw it
It's
just now.
it's here.
Here, the book is there.
What deal with it
okay,
later?
so you can
And he
show
wrote
us.
that book, The Selfish Gene.
Yeah, no, that's the book
Okay.
that I
Okay,
mentioned
amazing.
before.
See how Spirit brought this all together?
Yes, amazing.
And Richard Dawkins did something really great because when he went into atheism, he challenged the pervading idea of religious people to stop that foolishness. Because they brought religion into foolishness.
Again, who brought?
אנשים חרדים הביאו את הדת למצב מטופש.
חרדים.
חרדים בדבקות, באדיקות,
fanatic,
אדיקות דתית.
Religious people.
Right. In other words, that even though I use scripture, there's a way to use it or there's a way it can harm you. You understand? Because we're dealing with ideas again. So he did a great job on that. I got to give him credit. At least to shake up the fabric so people could think again, to get out of the trance. Now, he back in 1976, he brought up the word meme. And meme is, we'll tell you what it is. But anyway, he brought it up in his book called The Selfish Gene. You got that book now. Now, but the meme isn't a made-up word. He got it from Egypt. Now, this is what a meme is. Now, Greek is going to get the credit again. Now, listen at this.
Okay, so meme, Greek word, meaning something initiated,
Imitated.
imitated.
Now, they say meme is a Greek word, and it means something that's imitated. Now, keep in mind that we are great mimickers. A baby, that's all it does is mimic its surroundings. And we grow up mimicking stuff. That's what we do. Baby's first language, whoever's talking it, that's what it's going to learn. Their habits, what everybody's eating, we're mimickers. So a meme is something that is imitated.
Okay, not unlike
Not unlike,
the way that DNA and life will spread from location to location.
so DNA and life will spread from location to location. That's what it does. So that's why we got the theory now how humans got all around the world. We migrated here. That's what we do. Life does it. Rats is everywhere. They didn't originate in Hawaii, but they over in Hawaii. They all through Asia. They're all over the place. Everything's migrating, but that's what life does. All right. Now, if life could do that, look what they say.
A meme idea
A meme idea
will also travel
will also travel
from mind to mind.
from mind to mind. Listen at that. A meme is an idea, like a virus, that will transfer itself from mind to mind. So it's the people who carries these ideas, and it's contagious. And it will go from mind to mind,
From disc to disc.
from disc to disc.
Yes.
Now, I didn't get the definition. This comes from Egypt. Because what they're saying is that's the foundation of civilization. It's a meme. Whoa. And it's like a virus. That's why when they said, what? Hell has enlarged herself, and we know that hell now comes from the word Hellenization or Hella, which was Greece. They started the idea to start it small, and it traveled from mind to mind, and it pervaded the whole earth.
In general, like ideas are like energy, so they're also
Right.
like
There are energy.
Yeah, so
That's
they're
what we're
around
doing.
us. They are not just in this box.
Absolutely. And check this out. So it will make this so good, you can actually start a meme. There's some sports players and other people who would do a gesture or make up a new word, that's popular. And when it travels around, that's the power of a meme. We do it all the time. That's why now we live in the age of soft power. Hard power is when you force your ideas on people and all this other stuff. You don't have to do that now. The power that's pervading now is who can speak the best story, who tells the knowledge. That's what's happening now. That's the new meme. And that can actually take over a whole place because it's going to transfer from mind to mind. So that's why when we teach the Breatharian knowledge, I ain't worried about people believing or not believing. I'm already in your head. Right. There's somebody right now probably sitting at home eating a chicken. That Elitom saying we don't need to eat. Right, but it finally hit their head. And then after the chicken made them feel bad. Well, I know I ate too much. I need to cool down. But somebody's in their head now. Every day they'll be thinking about it. He did say I'll feel bad afterwards. Then the doctor going to tell him, right. But the meme had to get started. It started out as a seed. But every time we teach prana, it's spreading more and more. You can't stop it.
And the thought forms have the ability to travel from mind to mind.
That's right.
Yes.
That's what we call ghosts, spirits, angels. Didn't a parent used to say, I don't want my child hanging with those children because they'll give them that bad spirit or that spirit to jump off on them.
Bad influence.
Bad influence.
Yeah.
Imitate. It's a thought.
So meme is always not good, or it can be good?
It could be good or bad.
Oh, so meme is...
It's just something that's transmitted from mind to mind. Whoa. Whew. This is rough, ain't it? Now look what how Richard Dawkins said. Read his.
So he says a unit of cultural transmission
It's a unit of cultural transmissions.
spreading from person to person
Spreading from person to person.
as it established itself in the language.
Then it will establish itself in the language because we like to define things. So once the idea get out there, and even if the language changed the meaning of it to fit its own self, the idea still exists. That's why when I travel around teaching prana, all cultures is talking the same thing. They just put it in their language, their cultural idea, but the idea or the truth remains the same. So when I went to India, I could say prana, prana, prana. All of them heard it. Here in Israel, I could say ruach, ruach. Same thing. I'll be in China, chi, chi. We're talking about the breath of life, what you can live off of. It don't matter about how the word was changed, but the idea of the virus, you can live off of it. I don't care what you call it. That's the idea. That's the meme. Whoa.
Whoa.
Now, okay, go ahead.
Unit of cultural information spread by imitation.
Unit of cultural information spread by imitation. That's the most powerful thing in the foundation of society. That's why the greatest teacher ain't the one who taught. They said that's spread by imitation, by your actions. That in itself, because remember we talked about most of your verbal communication is not verbal. Most of your communication is nonverbal. 93%. That's the mean. That's the power you have.
Oh, but meme is also the words.
It's also the words.
It's everything.
It's everything. Right. It's everything. That's the power. So that's why when I say, sometimes I'll be talking to somebody, they're saying one thing, but I'm looking at their life printout. I'm looking at what they're telling me. If they're not meeting up, there's a blockage. Because your meme or your cultural influence or whatever, the information you're giving out, you have the power to change the atmosphere to fit your thought. And if it's not fitting, there's even a blockage happening or you're lying, it should fit. It happens all the time. I even had to question myself on it one time. One time, I was building this community center, doing all this work, can't sleep, of course, having that breatharian energy. But I said, man, I would sure like to go out and be with people because I put myself in this box. But I said my vibration's too high. I used to be there. Nobody could keep up with this vibration. All of them is eating meats and this and that. That's what I said. But I had to catch myself on my own teaching. I said, wait a minute. I just put myself in a box and blinded myself. So when I caught myself on that thought and went out there with the people again, there was people there at a higher vibration, didn't eat meat or nothing. I already seen them, they've been there, but I blocked myself from seeing them for self-judgment. That's how powerful we are. So watch how you think even about other people. You will create that on who you meet. This is powerful now. We make ourselves blind or we open ourselves up all the time due to our thoughts. We do it all the time. And check this out.
Meme can we say meme can be good and can be not good?
Absolutely.
So now we have
Now we call it good or bad, but the energy of it. See, this is what we got to learn about energy in the serpent. It don't judge it as good or bad. It just want to create. It's just
Serpent.
energy. Well, we're using that word serpent on serpent knowledge because they got it in Genesis. Yeah, like a snake. Or that represents power. But let's go back to down to earth. It's just energy. It's us who call it good or bad. All it wants to do is move and create. It don't care. So it's an idea. That's what it boils down to. That can manifest due to who put it out there. Heavy, ain't it? That's why you got a teacher who will say, these are my spiritual children, or that's my spiritual father or spiritual mother. Now this is making sense. All they did was gave that person an idea and recreated them if they accepted it. And you made them in your likeness and image. They had nothing to do with a physical birth. It was an energetic birth. You could get born again energetically. Whoa.
And it's depending on the clarity of the person that's impacting the meme.
Right.
He has to be without blockages.
Right.
He has to be clear.
Crystal clear.
He has to have knowledge of how to apply.
That's why in spirituality they say you must die. What are they talking about? You must die to your last idea. You must take on a death to bring on a new birth of a new idea, a new meme, a new imitation that will bring forth a new reality. Other than that, the new reality can't come in. You're trying to carry the baggage of the last thought into something else. That's why I tell people living on prana sometimes. Are you sure you're willing on bringing on that life? Are you ready for it? Do you understand what's about to take place? You're about to get a lot of energy, and they get into this new life getting this energy and get bored because they don't know what to do with themselves. So they go back to the last idea. That's all it is. It'll take you there. You're just having trouble creating. A baby creator.
So you mentioned yesterday that a human being can get a lot of energy and abuse it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right, to a certain degree.
Can you give an example of this, or you don't want to?
Oh, I can.
How do people?
Oh, we could take it down to earth. Let's say there's a person who started a business, got this big company, but then he started abusing this authority because he got the power, he give people, paying people, and he abuses authority.
Okay.
Same thing. This is like another type of currency when you're dealing with energy that holds great responsibility, and you can use it to abuse people.
And then you said it might be blocked to this person or this, right?
In other words, taken from them.
Yeah.
Just like a person in the world, a president could get impeached. That's what they want Trump to happen to Trump right now. You could get impeached spiritually.
And can you give an example of somebody that was impeached, just for me to?
Oh, the graphs. Oh, it happens all the time. A spiritual teacher getting in trouble for having sex with certain women.
Oh, okay.
He abused their authority.
So he's impeached also.
So usually he gets set down through the people.
Mhm.
That's an example.
Mhm.
They was there for cares, hurt, wounded, whatever, and you can abuse their authority. That's all we talk about. It's simple stuff. Compared to you could have did more if you would have used the energy and the power another way. Being sincere, really wanting to help the people. And there's like something that's regulated. You can lose that power. It happens all the time. I see people who was on the pranic path doing real good, but abuse the energy with the same thing we're talking about. But they're not pranic now. It's hard for them. They went back into blindness because your third eye opened up when the energy's running a certain way. That's what spiritual blindness. Can't see again. Groping, trying to find the truth. And you'll try to figure out, well, you was there before. Shouldn't it be easy? But once you get to a certain distance working with this power, it becomes clear. That's why they give you those different levels and degrees. You got the initiate. You got the practitioner. That's different than the initiate. Then you got the disciple. That's different. Then you got the master. Then you got the ascended master. And it goes on and on. You got the Christ consciousness, Buddhist consciousness. You ain't got nobody with a Christ consciousness acting like an initiate. The energy won't even be there. It's two different energies. You follow me?
That's right.
Because there's more responsibility given to you in creation. So creation kind of put a halt to it. It got its own marker on when to halt you.
Mhm.
You have to be a pure of heart. That's why I keep saying that. Right intention. See, nature judges us on our intention. It don't go off of our words out of our mouth. It don't go off of our actions. It goes off of the intention. Happens all the time. There was a girl one time, I guess she told her boyfriend that she cheated on him. But she said, well, I had to tell the truth because I'm a person that always tells the truth. Now, I know her, so I know she don't always tell the truth. I said, no, you told him the truth because you wanted to hurt him. And she said, oh, yeah, you're right. That's the intent. It had nothing to do with being a truthful person. You told him that because you wanted to hurt him.
And she thinks that she tells only the truth. She
Well, she convinced herself
Right.
and tried to tell me that story.
And you don't buy it.
But me, I didn't have to buy it because I seen the end result. You really wanted to hurt that person. That's why you did it. But the good thing about her spirit was, okay, you got me. You're right. I did because I was angry, and that's what I wanted to do.
She admitted.
Right. So there's nothing wrong. But this is what we're going off of again. Your intent. Why are you doing things? What's the purpose behind it? So you give yourself purpose. You create your own destiny. That's why you got to question yourself. Everything you're doing, why you want to do it. And once that purpose and everything kick in, all the forces of creation coming to back you up. That's how you find your life meaning. The person you talk to the most is yourself. Work it out. Talk to yourself. Right.
Sure.
That's what we do. So I hope we got something out of this. Now we're going to take 5 minutes and we're going to work with, what did I say? Breath work / microcosmic orbit. We're going to work with these energies.
And we'll go inside of it.
Yeah, we'll go inside on this one. So the bugs won't be bothering us and it's nice and shaded. So we'll take about a 5-minute break? Yeah. 5 minutes and we'll meet over in the thing. And I might need a speaker.
It's still there.
Oh, it's still there? Oh, great.
Good.
5.5 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
How you say 10 and
10.
10.
10 דקות.
10 דקות.
10 דקות.
10 דקות, הביית.
Okay,
יפה.
20 to 1. 20 to 1, please. ניפגש בפנים.
All right, wonderful.
21.
Here we go. Is the earth flat or round? It's your chance to square the circle. We'll do part 2 later. We ain't done yet.
Uh-huh.
They had